partner keeps giving you hope about fixing the sexlessness, but nothing actually changes. I need you to hear this. Hope without follow through is not repair. It is emotional sedation. It calms you down just enough to keep you in the relationship, but it does not heal the wound. They say, we'll work on it. I know, it's a problem. I promise you that things will get better. I still love you. I do want you. I just need time. But then weeks pass, months pass, years pass. No therapy, no medical evaluation or attention, no intimacy plan, no real conversation about what's going on, no more sexual reconnection, no follow through. And you're left in limbo, surviving on promises that never become behavior. This video is for you if you're asking, is my partner confused, avoidant, scared, or are they playing me? Watch until the end because I'm going to show you how to break the cycle, get to the truth, and move forward with dignity. Hi, I am Dr. Tangie, the sex doctor, board certified clinical sexologist, and in this channel, I speak truth without sugarcoating it for direct, honest, and useful answers to your sex and relationship challenges. Subscribe to this channel. Your subscription tells me that you appreciate my work, and it helps this channel grow and reach more people who desperately need these conversations without any financial investment or time from your part. So please do it right now. Find the subscribe button, click on it, like this video, and share it with someone who needs it. Thanks. Now, let's talk about false hope, no follow through, and how people stay trapped in sexless relationship limbo for years. First, stop trying to prove their intention. Here's where people get stuck. You keep asking, are they playing me? Are they manipulating me? Do they mean it when they say they want to change? Are they lying? Are they confused? Are they just scared? Well, maybe, maybe not. But here is the hard truth. You may never know their exact intention. And you do not need to prove their intention to respond to the pattern. The pattern is enough. If someone says they want to fix the sexlessness, but refuses to take action, that is information. If someone cries, apologizes, promises, and then does nothing, that is information. If someone gives you hope only when you are about to emotionally detach, that is information. If someone suddenly becomes affectionate when you threaten to leave, then disappears again once you calm down, that is information. Stop obsessing over whether you are or they are playing you on purpose. Ask this instead. What is the effect of their behavior? And if the effect is that you stay in pain, waiting year after year with no real change, then the pattern is harming you whether they intend to or not. And hope can become a trap. Hope is beautiful when it is attached to movement. Hope is dangerous when it is attached to nothing. Hope really sounds like when it's healthy. I know this hurts. I made the therapy appointment. I talked to my doctor. I want to understand why desire is gone. Let's schedule a weekly intimacy conversation. I know I shut down. I'm working on it. I don't have all the answers yet, but here's what I'm willing to do. That is hope with legs. False hope sounds like things will get better. Stop worrying about it. But I said I love you. Why do you keep bringing this up? I'm trying. I just need time. We'll talk about it later. But later never comes. That kind of hope is not a bridge. It is a leash. It keeps you close enough to wait, but not close enough to be loved well. And this is the cycle that keeps you trapped. Let me describe the cycle to you. Step 1, you bring up the sexlessness. You finally get brave enough to say, I'm hurting. I feel unwanted. We need to talk about this. Step 2, they get emotional, defensive, or reassuring. They say, I know, I love you. I don't want to lose you. I promise we'll work on it. Step 3, you feel relief. You think, finally, they understand. Step 4, for a few days, they become sweeter. They may hug you more. Maybe they even kiss you. Maybe they flirt with you a little. Maybe they make a vague sexual comment. Maybe they give just enough signal to keep your hope alive. Step 5, nothing concrete happens. No appointment, no plan, no physical intimacy, no honest conversation, no behavior change. Step 6, you get scared to bring it up again because you do not want to ruin the peace. So you wait. Then the pain builds up again. Then you bring it up again. And the cycle repeats. That is how people lose years trapped in relationships that are not going anywhere. Not because nothing was ever said, but because everything was said and nothing was done. But reassurance is not repair. This is the sentence that you need to hear. Reassurance is not repair. I love you is not repair. I want to be with you is not repair. I know we need to work on this is not repair. I'll try is not repair. I'm just stressed is not repair. Repair requires action. Repair looks like a medical appointment, a therapy appointment, a scheduled conversation, a sexual health evaluation, a change in behavior, a written plan, a timeline, a willingness to answer hard questions, a willingness to tolerate discomfort without disappearing. If there is no action, there is no repair. There may be affection, there may be fear of losing you, there may be guilt, there may be attachment, but there is no repair. And you need to stop letting emotional words substitute for relational action. The truth is really in the follow through. People tell the truth with patterns, not speeches, but patterns. If they say they want intimacy back, but never create conditions for intimacy, that is truth. If they say they miss you, but never reach for you, that is truth right there. If they say they want therapy, but never schedule it, that is truth. If they say they will see a doctor, but months pass and nothing happens, that is truth. If they say they love you, but keep you sexually and emotionally starving while refusing to engage, that is truth. The truth may not be, I don't love you. The truth may be, I want the relationship, but not the work. I want the comfort, but not the intimacy. I want you to stay, but I do not want to face the issue. I want the benefits of commitment, but not the accountability. That is why follow through matters so much, because follow through is where love becomes behavior. So stop accepting vague promises. Vague promises are where limbo lives. We'll work on it. When? Soon. How? I don't know. What are you willing to do? I said I'll try. Nope. That is not enough anymore. If you have been sexless for months or years, you need specificity. Specificity sounds like, what day are we talking? What appointment are we making? What are we trying? What is the timeline? What happens if nothing changes? When do we reassess? You are not being controlling. You are leaving the fog, because fog benefits the person who does not want accountability. Clarity benefits the person who's trying to make decisions. And this is the prove it behavior with behavior conversation. Here's the script for you. I believe that you may love me. I also believe that you may not want to lose this relationship. But I cannot keep living on reassurance without follow through. We have talked about the sexlessness many times. and nothing has changed. I need us to move from promises to a concrete plan. Then say, for the next 60 days, I need to see action, not just words. That means we choose specific steps today. Therapy, medical evaluation, intimacy conversations, scheduled connection time, or honest renegotiation. If you are not willing to take action, I need to accept that as the answer. That is not pressure for sex, that is pressure for truth. And there is a difference. So let me help you create a 60-day truth plan. Not a 60-day sex demand, but a 60-day truth plan. The goal is not, you must have sex with me in the next 60 days. Nope. The goal is, in 60 days, we will know whether we are both participating in repair. Here is the plan for you. Week 1, have the clarity conversation. You ask, do you want our sexual relationship to return? Do you know why sex is gone? Are you willing to get help? What are you willing to do? Week 2, schedule support. Medical evaluation, if there is pain, erectile dysfunction, hormones, menopause, low testosterone, medication side effects, depression, anxiety, chronic illness, or other body issues. Therapy or coaching, if there is resentment, avoidance, trauma, shutdown, communication failure, or emotional distance. Week 3, define intimacy. What counts as affection? What counts as sensual intimacy? What counts as sexual intimacy? What is off the table now? What is possible now? Week 4, begin structured connection. 1 weekly connection time. Not necessarily intercourse, connection, touch, conversation, closeness, presence. Week 5, measure follow through. Did they make the appointment? Did they show up? Did they talk? Did they participate? Did they initiate anything? Did they avoid? Did they blame? Did they minimize? Weeks 6 to 8, decide based on reality. Not fantasy, not potential, not who they were 10 years ago, not who they become for 3 days after you cry. Based on reality. Are they showing up? Or are they keeping you hopeful enough to stay, but not loved enough to heal? Watch what happens when you ask for specifics. This is where the truth really comes out. When you ask for specifics, a willing partner may feel nervous, but they will engage. They may say, I'm scared, but yes, I don't know where to start, but I'll schedule the appointment. I need help talking about this. I'm embarrassed, but I'll try therapy. I don't know if desire will return, but I want to find out. That is workable. An unwilling partner will usually resist specifics. They may say, you're pressuring me. You're giving me an ultimatum. Why can't you just let things happen naturally? You are making it worse. You're obsessed with sex. I already told you I love you. Why do we need a timeline? Because without a timeline, you have already proven that years can't disappear. That is why. And do not let them reframe accountability as pressure. This is very important, so hear me out. Asking for sex you do not want is pressure. Demanding access to someone's body is coercion. Punishing someone for not having sex is wrong. But asking for a conversation is not coercion. Asking for honesty is not coercion. Asking for therapy is not coercion. Asking for medical evaluation when there may be a health issue is not coercion. Asking to renegotiate the relationship agreement is not coercion. Setting a boundary around how long you can live in sexless limbo is not coercion. Do not let someone use the language of consent to avoid all accountability. Consent protects the body. It does not protect avoidance from consequences. And this is the boundary. No more indefinite limbo. At some point, you need to say, I am no longer available for indefinite limbo. That sentence matters. Not, you better have sex with me. Not, oh, you owe me. Not, I'm leaving unless you perform. Nope. I am no longer available for indefinite limbo. Meaning, I will not keep having the same conversation with no action. I will not keep accepting hope as progress. I will not keep shrinking my needs to preserve your comfort. I will not keep waiting for a truth you refuse to say. I will not stay in a relationship structure that is silently damaging me without asking what we're now. That is a boundary. And boundaries are not threats. Boundaries tell the truth about what you can and cannot live with. But what if they suddenly improve when you pull away? This happens all the time. You finally start detaching. You stop initiating. You stop begging. You start making your own plans. You become emotionally quieter. Maybe you mention separation. And suddenly, they are affectionate. Suddenly, they say they want you. Suddenly, they want a date night. Suddenly, they touch your leg. Suddenly, they say, I don't want to lose us. And you think, maybe this is it. Maybe they finally understand. Well, maybe, but maybe not. Do not trust the panic phase. Trust the pattern after the panic. If change only appears when you're leaving and disappears once you stay, that is not repair. That is retention behavior. They are trying to retain the relationship, not rebuild the intimacy. So your response should be, I appreciate that you're showing effort right now, but I need sustained follow through, not temporary fear-based affection. Let's put the plan on the calendar. That separates real panic from repair. And these are the 3 questions that reveal the truth for you. Ask these 3 questions for clarity. Question 1, what specific action are you willing to take this week? Not someday, this week. Question 2, what are you willing to do even if it feels uncomfortable? Because repair is uncomfortable. Question 3, if nothing changes in the next 60 to 90 days, what do you think should happen to this relationship? That 3rd question is very powerful because it forces them to face the cost of inaction. If they say, I don't know, then say, I understand, but I cannot live indefinitely inside I don't know. We need a process to find out. If they say, nothing should change, then you have your answer. They're asking you to adapt to the pain while they avoid the work. And this is what moving forward actually means. Moving forward does not always mean leaving. Moving forward means leaving the cycle. There are several ways to move forward. Option 1, repair. They participate. You get help. You rebuild gradually. There is follow through. Option 2, redefine the relationship. You both admit this is now companionate, not sexual, and decide whether both of you freely consent to that. Option 3, renegotiate monogamy. If sex is not returning, you discuss whether exclusivity still makes sense. But this must be explicit, ethical, and mutual. Option 4, discernment counseling. You enter a structured process to decide whether you stay married or separate. Option 5, separation. Not as punishment, not as revenge, but because the relationship no longer has mutual participation in it. The key is this. You cannot move forward while still accepting the same vague hope that kept you stuck. And if you're afraid to set the boundary, I know why people avoid this. You're afraid the truth will be they do not want you. They do not want sex. They do not want repair. They only want the stability you provide. They will choose avoidance over you. And that truth will hurt. But listen to me. The truth is already operating in your life. You're just not naming it. The sexlessness is already there. The loneliness is already there. The false hope is already there. The years are already passing and gone. Naming the truth does not create the problem. Naming the truth gives you power. Because once you stop living inside the fantasy of what they might do someday, you can make decisions based on what they're actually doing now. And this is the final script I'm going to give you. Use this if you need to break the cycle. I love you, and I want to believe you want us. But I cannot keep living on hope without follow through. We have talked about our sexlessness many times, and nothing has meaningfully changed. I am not asking you to have sex you do not want. I am asking for honesty, participation, and a concrete plan. If you're willing, we need to choose specific steps today and reassess in 60 days. If you're not willing, I will accept that as your answer and begin making decisions about my future. That is strong, that is clean, that is adult, that is mature, and it gives both people the dignity of the truth. And this is the bottom line. Are they playing you? Maybe. Maybe consciously, maybe unconsciously. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they're avoidant. Maybe they love you, but do not want sex. Maybe they want their relationship, but not the repair. Maybe they want the benefits of staying without the discomfort of changing. But here's what matters. If they keep giving you hope with no follow through, you're not in repair. You are in limbo. And limbo can consume your life. So stop asking, do they mean it? And start asking, what are they doing? Because the truth is not in the promise. The truth is in the pattern. Let me ask you, have you been kept in sexual limbo by promises that never become action? What hurt more, the sexlessness, the false hope, or realizing that years passed while you waited? And what would you need to see this week, not someday, but this week, to believe repair is real and possible? I read the comments, and I know many of you are living on hope, but that's what keeps you there. And we are here to break the cycle because that is breaking your heart. As usual, I wish you safe, healthy, and pleasurable sex of whatever kind of practice. See you next time.